Often in life, there's a member of our family, or it could be simply a chavrusa, a good friend, a person in shul, a person from work, whom we see is suffering. And if we're able to find out that the person needs something tangible, we simply go over to them and we give it to them. And if they're too proud to accept it from someone else, then we could give it to a third party who could give it to that individual without knowing where it comes from, and it could be given anonymously. But there are times in life when there's nothing physical by which we can help the lot of somebody else. And there's no way to really change the experience that the other individual is going through. And the only thing that we could possibly give them is a sense of understanding that we're there for them and we are experiencing it, albeit vicariously, along with them. Imcha anochi b'tzara. And this really is based from this forthcoming Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas VaEra, where the psukim, in describing the lineage of Moshe Rabbeinu and Naharon, begins, of course, with the Rosh Kol HaShotim, with Reuven, and it says, Eila Roshei Beis Avosam. These are the heads of the homes of their fathers. B'nei Reuven, the sons of Reuven. And then the next pasuk tells us about Shimon, ben Uvenei Shimon, and the sons of Shimon. But when we come to the house of Levi, from which Aharon and Moshe issue forth, the verbiage that is chosen is not Roshei Beis Avosam, the heads of their fathers' homes, nor is it the sons of Shimon, but rather the Eila Shmos B'nei Levi L'Sodosam. And these are the names of the children of the sons of Levi in accordance with their birth order. And says the Maaseh Hashem, Rabbi Eliezer Ashkenazi, says, you know why the language is different? Because Levi looked ahead and he foresaw the 210 years of Shibud Mitzrayim that Klal Yisrael would experience. And it pained him so greatly. But he knew that he couldn't change it. There was nothing that he could possibly do. So he turned around and he gave names to his sons that would express the pain and the torment that he felt for the rest of all of his brothers and sisters within Klal Yisrael. Gershon, Ukahas, Umerari. He named his son Gershon from the Lashon of Ger, of feeling oneself a stranger in a land that one is strange towards. Ukahas, Kahas from the language of Keya, which means dulled, without a lot of energy, without a lot of ability. One simply can't exercise it on one's behalf. Umerari from the Lashon of the language of Merirus, of bitterness, of a life tainted with tsar, with distress and with pain. And as such, Levi was telling everyone, I can't change anything for Acheinu Kol Beis Yisrael, but I could at least tell you that it pains me so much, and I feel the torment of Klal Yisrael. And indeed, suggests the Maaseh Hashem, maybe that's why the descendants of Levi actually were not ultimately placed under the Egyptian whip in the same vein as were the rest of Klal Yisrael. And maybe that's why the Moshiim, maybe that's why those who were chosen by Kadosh Baruch Hu as his emissaries to effectively extract Klal Yisrael from the bowels of the Egyptian subjugation were specifically from the house of Levi, namely Aaron and Moshe. In life at times, we can't be fixers. There's nothing that we can physically do to better the scenario and the situation in which a loved one or a dear one finds himself. But there is the ability that we always have to tell that individual, Imcha anochi b'tzara, we're with you. We feel your pain. I feel what you're going through. It's vicarious. It's through empathy. It's through sympathy. But know that I'm with you. And through those tears, and through naming our children as such, and through expressing to the other individual that I understand what you're experiencing. I wish I could change it. I can't. But I'm here for you with a listening ear, with an open heart that feels your pain and that wishes to comfort you in any way that I can. How great the Nechama, how great is a sense of comfort afforded that individual. Says the Navi Yeshaya, Simcho es Yushalayim v'gilu v'akolo avaham. Rejoice with Jerusalem, with Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh, and regale with her all those who love her. And who are those who genuinely love Yerushalayim? Sisu ito masos kol ha-mesablim alaha. It's those who felt her mourning, those who felt her pain, those who felt what she was going through, separated effectively from being the crown within the jewel crown, the diadem within the crown of Klal Yisrael. Those who felt her pain, those who felt her mourning, they will be Zochim to rejoice with her. That's what makes the difference to a person at the end of the day whom we can't physically help, but we can help by letting them know that we're there with them. Such an important, terribly important lesson in life. Have a wonderful Shabbos.